Welcome back to Nothing But a Bob Thing. How
hmm
are you?
Is that
That's
for me?
Nathan, and that's up,
Do
up.
do you want to know how I am or how the listener is?
It was sort of a broad question, but being that you're the only one that can answer it, I'd like to know how you are, Nathan.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
And how are you? Oh, you're okay. That's how
I'm
you are.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, me too. That's Nathan over there. My name is Justin apparently.
Yeah.
And that sounded mysterious, but it's not a mystery at all. That really is my name.
It sounds like you were going through an existential crisis before this, and you decided,
Apparently.
truly, I am Justin. I thought I
Well,
might not be, but mm,
I found my label inside my shirt, and I was like, "Oh, that's who I am." It's like Memento over here.
I assume that your wife sews your name into all of your clothing just in case it gets lost.
She does. Well, welcome back, everybody, to season 7, episode 3. Tonight, we will be covering Evergreens at Sunset.
Oh yeah.
Um, oh yeah,
Oh, it's a
and it's a
good.
different one.
It's
It is.
so for those who are listening to this, and this will be a little bit later when you hear it, but when we're
Yeah,
recording this, we're like right there in spooky season.
we
It's
are.
almost Halloween. We're getting there.
Yes, getting
This
there.
this is the most Halloween painting I think I've ever even thought of Bob Ross doing.
Yes,
It's a spooky one.
I would have to wholeheartedly agree with that. It is a
um,
spooky one and a good one at that.
yes. Um,
Um,
Everyone's gonna have to wait to talk about that though, because we've got Bob news.
I love Bob News.
We need
Thank
to
God for Bob News.
we need like a breaking news sound that we need to start
Oh, you
throwing
want one
in
of
every
those?
time.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I don't have anything
are
at the ready, but
okay. Next time we'll have breaking
okay.
news sound. I don't know why we're on season 7 and we're just now thinking of that, but
We're slow.
yeah, yeah, that's it. Um, so that I am a fan of baseball and I collect baseball cards.
I do know this about you, yes.
You also know that I host a podcast about Bob Ross.
I do
Uh,
know that about you.
yeah, some would say probably the best podcast about Bob Ross. Um,
Maybe just the best podcast, period.
yeah,
Ever.
but I mean, definitely the best one about Bob Ross. There's no,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like multi-million-dollar company that would make a podcast that would be better than ours. Ours is way better about Bob
Right,
Ross.
obviously. Yeah, totally.
Anyway, Bob Ross Inc. has continued to license out Bob Ross's name in a very interesting way. Um,
Okay.
so
Oh boy.
yeah, uh,
The Joy of Baseball,
yes,
Topps baseball
yeah.
cards.
So top. Okay, well, we need to do some background here. So we've
All right.
we've established that Bob Ross Inc. is kind of an evil corporation, right?
Yeah, we've
Are we
established.
allowed to go that far with it, or
I mean, until we get sued for libel, absolutely.
okay? I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Um, so Topps was purchased by a huge company. They're also part of an evil corporation. Um,
Ah, cool. Cool.
so the two evil corporations decided to join together and create the Joy of Baseball Bob Ross with MLB baseball
Uh,
card set. I
how do
need
you
your first
feel?
thoughts before we pull them up.
It just seems wrong. I don't see how those things are connected at all.
It seems at the very least insanely confusing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
like I don't know if I'm against the idea, but I am confused by it. Um,
Yeah.
so it's normal baseball players. It's not anything completely insane, but it's inspired by the artwork from the Joy of Painting. So like
Okay.
you got this picture or this card here of Julio
Oh, now I
Rodriguez.
get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait, can we? Pause for a second
Yeah,
here. So this is Julio Rodriguez. Who's he play for?
the
Just
Seattle
for the
Mariners. As you can
Mariners.
see, he has a seascape behind him.
Oh my god, and he's, like, running in the surf.
Mhm.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
At the level of the concept, I don't like it, but at this level, I dig it. Okay.
there's a limited edition, not limited edition, but short print card of
Yeah.
our hero, the man, the myth, the legend, Bob Ross, right
Oh, there
here.
he is. Yeah.
They, rudely though, did not allow me to read all of what's on the back of the card, so I don't know
Oh,
what they say about him.
no. They sure did not.
Let's see what else we got. There's Adley Rutschman, the catcher from the Baltimore Orioles. It looks like he's also in the spooky season.
It does. Is that this painting?
It looks very similar, if
It's
not exactly
similar.
this painting.
Yes, yes, it does. It very much does. Does it tell you, I mean, you might not be able to know, but does it tell you which Joy of painting is on there?
No, I mean, from what
Okay,
I can tell on here, um, it's this website's baseball card focused. We'll start there. It's not
okay.
Bob Ross
Yeah,
focused. They're not concerned
sure,
about the
naturally.
Bob Ross aspect of it. They're concerned about how popular the cards are going to be. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert: all of the boxes are currently sold out.
Oh my god, wow. It was
Yeah,
a limited run?
yeah. It was very limited. You can see there. So all of the people in the world want to just buy baseball cards to sell them, right?
Holy
So
god.
boxes are going for 350 on eBay, stuff like that. This one,
Wait, all the way up to 25?
yeah, what's the 25,000? We gotta see this.
Is that just eBay speculators? Like, because sometimes
Yeah.
they'll list stuff and it doesn't actually sell for that much. It's just like
Well, this one is
someone
a
thought,
or best offer. Um,
uh,
let's see. The Joy of Baseball Cards flagship rookie card. How much should I bid on this?
is it just one card?
It looks like it's just the Bob Ross card. They
It's
say
just the Bob Ross
25,000
card?
or make offer.
Yeah, make an offer of is what's the lowest offer you can make?
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna have to do this on my phone because I'm not signed in on the computer and I don't know what all my eBay
Oh, ah,
information is.
I like this.
Um,
We're doing a live eBay auction here.
well, it's not even an eBay auction. It's just
Oh, to
uh,
buy it now.
yeah, it's a buy it now or best
Oh,
offer, and I'm going
nice.
best offer, which
Yeah.
is pretty gonna be pretty low. I'm not spending a lot of money here. So
From my years of Craigslist doings, I know that's OBO or best offer.
right, let's see,
Yeah.
Topps
And then
Pop.
there's also IOB in original box.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
This is I mean, I assume this is in mint condition. It's brand new. They
Oh,
just came out. So here we
that's
go.
cool.
All right, 25,000 or best offer. Make offer. Um,
Oh, do it, Nathan. Do it.
let's see. We'll
Make
say
the
five
offer.
bucks.
Okay, that's respectable. That's only what
I'm
fraction
only
of 25 grand?
24,995 off of what they wanted. Um, all right, let's see what they come back with. We'll see if I
All right.
maybe while we're recording I'll um
Yeah,
get a reply. But
that'd be
yeah,
fantastic.
so to summarize, they opened with 25,000. We came back with $5. Um,
All right.
and
That's the kind of budget we're operating with
we'll
here at
see
Nothing
where
But
we
a
go
Bob
from
thing.
there.
All right. Well, let's get it. Is that all for Bob news?
That's it. Also, if
All
anyone
right.
wants to spend a few $100 and buy us a box, that's fine. We'll take it.
That would be a cool present, actually, for really for you, but I would be happy to participate in it somehow. I could look at them, I guess. I could have a look.
Yeah, I
All right.
mean,
Well,
we could open them up on the show.
that'd be fun. A
See what
live
we get.
unboxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing. People like unboxing for some reason.
They
So,
do. I mean, even I do. I don't completely get it, but I kinda like it.
it's like all the
Um,
joy of opening something up, but without having to pay money for it. So,
yes. Yes, that's exactly.
yeah. Anyway, so if
Exactly.
you wanna buy us a box or 2 or 50, um, we'll take
Feel
it.
free.
We
Yeah,
may
we'll take it.
sell if you buy us 50, we may sell a couple. Um,
49.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then keep a couple for ourselves, and that's it. But
Naturally, I like it.
right.
Um, and I know for a special this season, the dedicated listeners, I think, will have an inkling of a special. We haven't even really talked about this lately, but we have a special in mind, and it's not related to baseball cards at all. But I just
No.
it's creeping in the back of my mind, and I just wanted to kind of put it out there in the universe that we know there's something we should do a special about, and we'll probably do it in the course of this season.
Okay.
Yeah, is that vague enough for
That's
everybody?
very specific, and I think everyone
Okay,
knows what you're referring to. So,
fantastic. Well, without further ado, here we are, Evergreens at Sunset, Bob.
Welcome back. I'm certainly glad you could join me this time. Today, I think we'll do a painting that's a little bit different.
And it certainly
oh
is.
man, that's as different as it gets.
It's so different that he had to comment on it, twice on how different it
This is
is.
going to be a fun painting. As I say, it's different than anything that we've done before, and I really think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, well, he's making lots of promises early
Mhm.
on, but
Mhm.
yeah, we
Um,
we shall see.
yeah. When did this air? We need to know that.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want you
thank
to
you
get
for
in
the
trouble. I
reminder.
was about to jump in, and I'm like, I know what happens if I start talking too soon.
Oh my god, my hate mailbox is completely full.
The death
October
threats.
16th, 1985. Check this out. We're recording this October 15th, 2023.
What?
Almost to the day, almost to the anniversary of this sucker.
That's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. So how do we start out tonight, Nathan?
Um, we have to start out by mentioning that this is not a wet on wet painting.
It is
We
not.
get a
It's not a wet on wet painting. Sorry about that. That was a little Bob from the ether coming in.
uh, Truthfully, this is a wet on dry painting because
Yes.
the entire canvas is painted with yellow acrylic paint and
Yes.
with a circle, um, a duct
Of
tape
duct tape.
a
Yeah.
duct tape circle on it. Um, very
Yeah, it's a
very strange.
it's like a pale yellow acrylic. I saw some discussion on 2-inch brush as I was preparing. People were saying, well, he never said exactly what color to use, but some sort of pale yellow acrylic, allowed to dry, like you said, and then a circle of duct tape that he said he found lying around the
Yeah,
studio. I'm assuming he had to cut that into a circle. There weren't
it's
just circles of duct tape.
right. It's right there.
Yeah.
All yellow except for this weird circle right there.
Yes, there's that weird circle right there. And it's important that the canvas is dry because he's going to be mixing in some colors
Hmm.
into the sky in particular. And he points out how, had he not done that, we would have ended up with a very green
Right.
sky. And
Right.
that's not what he's going for here.
No, there is nothing green about this.
No, in fact, what we have is like a black sky, black
Mhm.
clouds.
Mhm.
Like, we saw this last episode with these sort of bands of clouds. It's on like a slant, on like
Yeah.
sort of an angle,
Yeah,
and he's doing that again.
it's liquid black painted
Liquid
in,
black,
like, tiger stripes. There's really not another way to
totally.
describe it. It's tiger stripes.
It is. I wrote that down too, actually, to describe how it looks. It's black. I think there's some red in there. There's certainly yellow
Yeah, it's,
in there as well.
he starts out with the black tiger stripes, and then, adds crimson in between them,
Yes,
in between the liquid black tiger stripes,
yes,
and then adds Indian yellow in between the crimson and the black,
yes.
and then does some what is it? not Indian yellow, cad yellow. That's the other
Cad
yellow.
yellow. Yeah, cadmium.
All
Yeah.
around the sun.
That's right, yeah, that's
Um,
gonna end up being the brightest spot in the painting.
mhm,
That's the light source in this, but it's low, it's a low light source
right, and that's
because it's sunset.
right, and when you do that, you end up with this. This is what we have right
Ah,
here.
yes. It's very cool looking sky. Um, he also points out that all those colors that are going into the sky are mostly transparent colors, so the yellow underneath is gonna show through
Mhm,
a lot of those other colors that are going on top. So you're not losing rather the warmth of that yellow coming through.
right. Um, then then he adds a little bit of white because he
Yes.
needs clouds because it's spooky. You gotta have clouds.
Yeah. And what's a Bob Ross painting without clouds? Yeah.
Um, and then takes off his little circle paint,
Yeah.
or his little tape circle, and it's this ended up being really small. Hold on, I want everyone
I
to
I
be able to see this good.
I enjoyed that when he used the edge of the palette knife
It
to lift off the duct tape.
Oh, it was so satisfying.
I know.
Is that not one of the most satisfying things he's ever done?
I really thought so. Yeah. It's just like I don't know, there's something weird in humans about like peeling
Mhm.
things like that, you know?
Yeah, I just got to peel the film off of a new electronic device this
Oh
last
yeah.
week. Oh, it's the best. It's the best feeling on the planet. I'm I'm pretty convinced that like the facial mask stuff that you smear all over
Oh
your
yeah.
face and it dries and then you peel it off. I'm pretty sure the only reason anyone has ever done that is they just want to peel something off and be able to experience it from both sides of the peel.
Yes.
They want to peel
Oh.
and be peeled.
Oh my god, you're so right. Oh, that's awesome. Mixed it while he's well, this is an episode that is full to me, full of little Bob anecdotes, which
Mhm.
that's like half the reason we're here, I think.
Half.
It's
Let
close to half. Yeah.
I
Like
would say well over half.
okay.
We're at 70% at this point. That's what gets us hanging in there.
70%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a viewer had written in with a question about his palette, his actual clear palette where he puts the paints. And he says, to use a clear, plastic acrylic. I think is it acrylic? Like a hard plastic acrylic, not
Mhm.
paint acrylic, but
Right.
the other kind. And he says the reason that his isn't like that is because he actually has to, like his brushes and knives, he has to dull them down for TV. So here's
Mhm.
what he says about
You
that.
know, we get a lot of questions that come into us. And one of the questions I hear over and over again is that I talk about having a clear acrylic palette, but my palette on TV does not look clear. Well, there is a reason for that, and I should have told you before. I take and use sandpaper on my palette to scuff it up. Otherwise, it creates huge glares on TV.
So there you go. Another
Yeah.
question asked and answered.
We need to go back to the Bob Ross experience and look at the palette to see if we can tell that it's been
Oh
all scuffed
yeah.
up. Because I wasn't looking
Yeah.
for that. I didn't know at that point.
We didn't know. No. Little things have been revealed along the way. We are due a trip to Muncie, really.
Mhm.
I mean, it's been a couple of years. Well, last time we went up was like God, was that November of 2020, I
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in the "it's a bad idea to be doing this"
Yeah.
time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we still did it
Yeah.
anyway and didn't
We
die.
did.
So,
We didn't die.
we
Yeah. I
win!
remember I
Cheers.
remember eating hot jelly beans that you bought on the
Yeah,
way back.
that was an experience. If you ever see pepper flavored candy, definitely buy it and make someone else eat it.
It's
Um,
a
uh, so before we well, no, I guess it was slightly after,
Yeah.
he adds the clouds.
Yes.
He starts talking about, his hobby with CB radios.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've got that for you too. You ready for this?
Yeah,
This is so
yeah.
good. This is like my favorite Bob thing we've had in a while.
You know, we travel all over the country doing classes and seminars, and I like to I like to ride at night and listen to my CB radio. I've got a CB radio on my van. And I listen to the truckers, and they're super people. Well, let me tell you,
Super.
one night of traveling listening to truckers on CB will give you more education than 5 years of school. You can't believe some of the things I've learned.
Oh, yes, I can, Bob.
All right. So we need to come up with some things here. We need to know what he learned from these truckers.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
so um I'm sure there were conspiracy theories involved.
100%.
Because if you drive around uh all day every day for years,
Yeah.
your brain starts wondering. You start coming up with some crazy ideas, right? Um my guess is he learned what lot lizards were.
That immediately is where my brain went to. Maybe that says more about me,
Mm,
but,
I mean,
Bob yeah.
he had to learn that
Yeah.
somehow, and I'm
Yeah,
sure he knew.
certainly.
Pea jugs, he might have learned about pea jugs.
Yeah, if you
Um,
never learned, then we would never had that painting in, like, season 25, Lot Lizard Lagoon, you know?
I'm just saying this now. If we ever have a lot lizard lagoon painting, 100 bonus points. 100
Oh,
bonus points when we rate that.
the
It's
best score he'll ever get,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's going to be a 5,000%. We want to get him that.
If any I know some of the Nothing But a Bob Thing audience are artistically inclined. Someone please make a drawing or something of Lot Lizard Lagoon. I will emblazon it on the internet somewhere if you do that. Please do it.
That would be fantastic. Um,
Maybe if it's good enough, maybe that'll be my first tattoo. Just saying. I don't
y-
know.
it'll be a terrific tramp stamp. Um,
Yes. Yes. Bringing them back. Bringing them back.
yeah. So CB radios. Have you ever used a CB radio? I
That's
feel
a
like
good
that's a
question.
thing you would get into. That seems like a Justin
I
hobby.
yeah. Any sort of electronic audio gadgetry, you can bet that I've at least entertained it. I so enough that I've watched some YouTube about it,
Hmm.
and it's a whole world
Oh
unto
yeah,
itself.
yeah. There
And, you
there
know
are all those weird subcultures in America, and CB
yes.
subculture. It's like I put CB subculture and Jeep subculture right next to each other,
Yeah.
where you're like really, really into a very specific thing, and I don't know why.
Well, you think about CB or even like, God, what do they call it, like shortwave radio and stuff. In that era, like, well, from the dawn of it probably to the internet, it's like the internet before there was an internet.
Hmm.
Because like how else could you communicate with somebody far away
Yeah.
remotely, you know? And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I am fascinated by it. I definitely have played with CBs before. I feel like my dad had one. We didn't have it hooked up to like an antenna or anything. It was just something I used to like mess around with, flip the switches and stuff. And the microphones are cool because it's got that little switch on it.
Right.
So I've seen those used before in like recording sessions where somebody will use that, click it on, click it off, and
Hmm.
scream or whatever they're gonna do with it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so I could see me getting into it one day when I've got some antenna space.
Oh man. Oh man. I'm excited for CB, Justin.
Oh god.
We're gonna log on for an episode, and you're gonna start telling me about Logan from North Carolina that you started talking to.
Yeah, it's not too far fetched. It's really not.
Anyway, so yeah, Bob
Yeah,
loves lot lizards, and then he used his fan
yes,
brush to make the clouds go
right.
go over the sun, and there we were. So
And as per usual, the sky is maybe the most interesting thing about this painting, other than the sun and all of that. But of course, we do have the background layers of trees that go in, and then we have
Mhm.
he does a lot of scrubbing in this
Yeah.
episode. Um, and he scrubs in a lot of land masses. A lot of it's in black.
Mhm.
Some evergreens, really fuzzy evergreens go in.
Yeah, I mean, so the most interesting thing about this painting, if you
Yeah,
if you look at it, okay, so he did his evergreen trees, a row of evergreen trees like he does. He even
right.
he even said something about, "You've probably seen me do these 100 times," something
Yes,
like that, and, yeah,
yes,
we have.
we
Um,
have.
did the fan brush trees,
Yes, yes, yes,
where it
yes.
goes straight up, and a whole row of those, and then took his big old 2-inch brush, and he didn't
Yeah,
call it hypnotizing, but it was hypnotizing it. He made it
yes,
all misty at the bottom, and
right.
from that point forward, everything is black. Like,
Yes,
the entire
yes.
painting, aside from the sky, is pretty much black. Um,
Which creates a great effect,
yeah, yeah, I mean,
Um,
there's black that he mixes with oil because we'll I'm sure we'll get there,
yes,
but there are trees, um,
yes.
and he has to add limbs to them, and that's it.
Before Yeah, and before we get out of this section here about this time period,
Yeah,
at around 10 or 11 minutes, while he's doing those background trees, because he literally says, "You've seen me do these a zillion times." Um, they cut to, in the studio,
oh, yeah.
collection of paintings, um, where people have sent in to the show,
Mhm.
and there must be, I mean, there had to be 50 paintings that people had sent in,
There were a
and they
ton, they kept
yeah,
panning, it just panned and panned and
yeah.
panned.
And it's just like, man, so by this point, I mean, earlier than this, but by this point, he's really becoming a thing. Like, it's catching on.
Yeah, he understands now,
Yeah.
he knows he doesn't have to depend on the lot lizards anymore, he's made a name for himself. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and the big thing too is it wasn't like one painting repeating over and over.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
these were, dozens, probably, I mean, probably a couple hundred paintings by the end of it,
Yeah.
it seemed like, of
Various shapes and sizes.
yeah,
Yeah.
of, different landscapes. Some were seascapes, there were mountains, there weren't, that they've gotten over, what, at this point, 3 years?
Uh,
2 or
this
3
is
years?
85.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So it's really, yeah, it's really happening.
Mhm.
By the way, we have a recommended playlist of Bob episodes to
Mhm.
watch, just ones that are interesting. And you can find that it's on like my YouTube channel. When we have a YouTube channel, we'll
Right.
put it there or something. But I went ahead and I added this one to that list, and I'll try to put a link in the show notes for it because
Mhm.
this is a good one. And there's just a smattering of episodes that we've thought were interesting
This
over the
is a
course of the last
very
7
interesting
seasons.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's its own thing.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah, eh, he, the second half kinda demonstrated the same technique he's done over and over, but with it
yeah,
only being black, it was a little bit more interesting. He
right.
did have that moment, and I know we've done the moment to death, where he points out, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna ruin this and put a tree in front of
Yeah,
the sun you like, so, deal
yep,
with that."
yep. He, he does.
Bob's messed up the painting.
There you go. Bob's messed up the
Yeah,
painting.
mhm.
I got another quick one for you in here, just to show you how interesting this episode is.
You almost literally get away with murder.
Yeah, you can almost literally get away with murder.
I feel like we need to save the, Bob messed up the painting clip and just
Yeah,
always have that one at the ready because
I,
it seems like it could come up quite a bit.
I've had that
Bob's
thought
messed
too.
up the painting.
Yeah, Bob messed up the painting. He knows that people feel this way. I am not the only one who feels this
Oh,
way.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
I I mean, I think the difference is the people who are like, "Wow, Justin really hates trees way too much," have
Yeah.
not watched, uh,
80
6
something
we're
episodes?
we're on our 7th
Yeah.
seasons of this show in
Yeah.
order.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. They don't know our pain, Nathan.
No, no, you have no idea. You have no idea what it's like to have a painting that is finally different,
Yes.
and
It's very refreshing.
you're watching it, and then he's like, "Oh, and also a big stupid tree, let's go." Like,
You're like,
"Oh,
"Ah, no. Don't do it. Don't."
Bob's
why?"
messed up the painting.
Yes, Bob's messed up the painting. Um, he even realizes that this painting has sort of a creepy, otherworldly, Halloweeny possibly vibe
Mhm.
going on. And this devolves, I apologize for this clip.
See how it brings,
It's long, but it reveals something
Okay.
about Bob.
see how it brings that all together? Gives it sort of a mysterious effect. Good Halloween picture.
Mhm.
I was getting very close to my birthday. I was almost born on Halloween. My father and I both were born very close to that date. There. We had one day apart in our birth dates. There. So we always had a deal, you know. Since it was so close together, he didn't have to give me anything. I didn't have to give him any either. But he'd always sneak around and get me something. Then I felt bad.
Don't you feel like that's a little peek into his psyche a little bit?
And that does sound a lot like what I would expect. Like, wouldn't you expect if you had known Bob, just immense guilt from him if you gave him a present and he wasn't immediately
Oh yeah.
like, he wasn't already holding one to hand to you, it was going to have to be a later situation? I
Oh,
I feel like he's that guy where it's just, "I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to pay you back now, just get ready."
he met a woman who was blind
Mhm.
at a convention or a painting class somewhere, and she was making great paintings, and he was just, you know, over the moon about the idea that this woman could paint, and she was blind. It's
Yeah.
amazing, and it
It
is amazing.
it is, and I would like, I don't know this for a fact. I would assume she's better than both of us.
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna say definitely better
So,
than me.
yeah. So, um, that's a fun thing to think about whenever you're painting and you're looking at something going, "Ah, this didn't turn out right." A blind lady could outpaint you, so just
Or when you do a great job,
mhm,
and you're like, oh yeah, but
yeah.
I I have sight.
I ha I
I have the
had
gift of sight.
I had an advantage. I was able to see what I was doing. She probably could have painted the same thing I did, but she didn't have to look. So,
Not to yeah, not to overanalyze it, but like she has to take someone's word that it's good.
that's true.
She really can't be critical
Yeah.
to herself.
Oh, man, I bet her friends kinda got tired of, I mean, I say got, like, I know that she's dead. This was 30 years ago. She might have been
Yeah.
20 at the time, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she probably had to nag all her friends constantly, like, "No, seriously. Like, what did you really not like on the painting?" "Oh, it's all good." "No, no, it wasn't all good. There was something you didn't like. Can you tell me the exact quadrant it was in the painting?"
Brenda, you know I'm blind. Yeah.
"Oh, Brenda.
Oh,
Ugh."
yeah. That's right. And the painting just gets creepier and creepier to the point where Bob is like,
Boy, I'd be scared to walk out here at night by myself. Got to be a booger living there.
"There's a booger in there, Nathan."
Oh, man. Um,
Which he's from Florida. I'm from Georgia originally. I know what a booger is. A booger's a scary thing. It's also something that lives up in your nose,
right, I
but
know
it
that
it can
version.
also be a scary monster thing. Yeah.
So, okay, so, like, I know boogers have been, like, disagreeable people, I've heard that.
There's
Uh,
that too. Yeah.
they're also monsters?
Yeah, they can be. Yeah, they can be. Some
Hmm.
some any like a boogeyman. I think is maybe
Mm.
how it got
Okay,
how it
okay,
got there.
okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Boogeyman became a Booger Man.
You you Southerners with
Oh yeah,
your
we love it.
your phrases.
We
Um,
love to play with words and get diabetes. Yep.
um, uh, can we talk about Bob's homemaking skills?
Yes, we really should. This is another one, another window into his
Yeah, I
world.
don't. So okay, so the last episode I felt like was Bob being really funny.
Yeah.
This is like storytelling Bob. Like he wants to
Yes.
tell you everything about
Yes.
his life on this one, and
That's right. Yeah.
got started talking about the bunch of beautiful ladies who write into him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Would you like to hear that bit?
yeah, yeah, it's a little,
It's another long one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Boy, I have so many beautiful ladies who write and they say, you know what I'm
By the way, the way he starts that out is
It's
just like
uncomfortable, right?
it's lecherous. Yeah.
boy, I have so many beautiful ladies who write and they say, you know
It's
what I'm painting, the
trembling.
kids don't bother me and I create my own world and it really makes me happy. And that's true. I was a single parent for a long time and I understand a lot of those things. A lot of those things. Let's put some limbs over here. You know, it's terrible. They never teach men anything about how to take care of a house. Boy, my son
Mhm.
still talks. He tells people all the time about me making him eat burnt TV dinners. I'm just about the world's worst cook. There. And just drop these in wherever you want them. There we go. There we
It's
go.
coming.
Mhm.
Maybe on this series we'll get him back and let him paint for you. He's 20
Yeah!
years old now. He cooks his own burnt TV dinners.
I
I
want
hope
him back
so.
so much.
I know we love Steve.
Uh, did we know he was a single parent?
You know, I'm struggling to remember exactly how it goes because he had Jane, right?
Right.
His wife. Yeah. Um, eh, but was Jane not Steve's mom? Is that what we're saying? That's what I need to make sure of because I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Um,
And
let's
and
see what I can find.
are we saying Bob had custody? Because that's
Yeah,
that's
I'm
pretty
guessing.
rare. That's
Yeah,
that's not a common thing.
not at all.
Especially if you're a man that didn't get taught how to take care of a house or cook.
Right, right. That's right. No, his mother was, her name was Vivian Ridge.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yep.
we
So
know this, and it's just been so long since we had to talk about it.
I think that's correct. Yeah, I think that's actually correct.
So
Yep.
how long? I wonder how long he was. It was him and Steve. Just how long was it the two of them?
Yes.
Um, because that adds a whole different layer. Not to go back to the evil corporation. Um,
Right. You know what? It turns out that Vivian passed away not
okay.
too long after she divorced Bob and
Mhm.
then passed away not too long after that.
Okay. So, all right. So it's Bob and Steve at least for a time period, right?
Yeah.
Just the
Yep.
two of them. Um,
Yep.
and now flash forward to current day, and
Yes.
not only is it a corporation uh, bastardizing your own parental figure's image for whatever they want to whatever they want to do to make some money, uh, you
Right.
know, baseball cards. Um,
We'd like some still. We still would like
yeah,
some.
no, we'll take them. Don't get
Yeah,
me
we'll
wrong.
definitely take it. We'll definitely yeah.
But it's not just his parent. It's like the one parent that raised him because the other
Right.
parent had passed on. Um,
Correct. Yeah.
that's
It's a
even
lot.
worse.
It's
Um,
even worse. It's even worse. Yeah. Yeah, we can't recommend the Netflix documentary, what is it? Bob Ross, Lies, Betrayal, Greed,
yeah,
something like that.
it sounds like a terrible title, and it is a terrible title. That's not
Yeah.
watch it. It's not a weird, um, like tabloid story about Bob
No,
Ross like it sounds like.
no, no, it's real. It's a real it's a very interesting story. We did a show about it as well
Mhm. Yeah,
a
go
while
listen to
back.
our episode and then watch it, and then
Yeah,
listen to
yeah,
our episode
yeah,
again to see if you still agree with it.
right.
Um, anyway, yeah, it just
Um,
I was listening to that thinking about all the scenes with in that documentary where Steve is, like, walking around,
yes.
talking about his dad, and he has that I don't even know what you would describe the look as, but it's like a far off look while he's talking about it.
Yes,
Um,
forlorn. I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah.
it it would mean even more to have your one parent that raised you where you can't even use their image or name in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, Steve so much followed in his dad's footsteps, and so I mean, he is a painter,
Mhm.
you know, in so many ways. I don't know. So much connective tissue there. It's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's much more to say about the painting. Do you?
No, the painting I mean, really, when you break it down, the painting's a little bit basic beyond the sky. Um,
Yes.
the difference being that um, it's all black. Like, it's
It's all black.
uh, very stark, very,
Yes.
very different. We need to see a final result here because,
Yeah. Show
for
it to
those
the.
watching the video, um,
Yes.
it's yeah, it's just very different than anything we've done before. Um
Yeah. I will say the one thing that stands out to me. Well, I know he was talking about when he did those larger evergreens, not the largest ones, but like the mid-sized ones, that people send letters about, hey, the limbs on my evergreens grow up. And so
Mhm.
he was like, well, fine, this time I'll use an upstroke to make them. And then the really large trees, um, he did these really skinny limbs. I think that was where the oil came in, maybe, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you use some oil with the black there?
Yeah, this was
And
oil liner brush. I mean, we've seen it. We
we've seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the tufty foliage on those
Mhm.
is kind of different,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
One thing we did not talk about is
Yeah.
this area right here, the grayish land area.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so I started talking about and then I got distracted. We did the fan
Okay.
brush evergreen trees that we typically do.
Yeah.
But then he took his big brush and tapped this out down here.
Uh-huh.
Um, and didn't paint any land, which I don't think we've ever done that.
Oh, okay.
It's completely the background coming through here. Just he
Okay.
took some color from the trees that he had done and made like a weird mist over it that makes it
Yes.
a little bit spooky.
Yes,
Um,
you're right. It totally
that's like the
does.
one. I mean, it's not a different technique, but it's used in a different way in this
Yes.
episode. Typically, he would still do that, but there would be he'd add grass or something else in the background, and this
Right.
just let it go. Just whatever is there is what we have. So,
And I'm realizing looking at it now, the way that light is coming from the back of the
mhm,
painting and then hitting you, the viewer, like in the face.
yeah,
And then that makes sense because then the trees are darkened by
yeah,
that light coming from the back.
yeah. They're all backlit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, backlit. Yeah. Ah, it's cool. It's cool.
Um,
Well,
yeah. I mean,
let's.
it's just an interesting painting. That's it.
It is an interesting painting.
Rate it. Is
Let's
that
rate this sucker. I think that's where we're at.
Raiders?
I think we're
Raiders.
ready for the ratings.
So those who have refused to commit this to memory at this point,
Oh
we
God.
rate every Bob Ross painting in 5 categories. 4 points available in each category. Bonus points awarded as we see fit. I
Yeah,
I don't see a cause for bonus points in this painting. Not
I don't
knocking the
either.
painting itself. He just didn't put a chupacabra in there, and he very, very easily could have in this painting.
I know, I know. I
Um,
really would have took it up a notch. Yeah.
all right, so our first category is
Oh, yeah.
visual impact.
Yeah.
A 4 in there is it has the power to wow the viewer. A 3 is it has a lasting impact on the viewer. Do you want me to read 2 and 1? Because we know it's a 4. I'm not even going to read
No.
2
It's
and
a
1.
4.
Yeah, it's
I'm wowed.
yeah. This is if there's any Bob Ross painting that is supposed to wow us, this is the
Yeah.
painting right here.
Yeah, and it's as jaded, viewers, it's every once he always surprises us. Every so often, even if he's done kinda standardy stuff for a while, he'll pull something out that's so different, and that's
Mhm.
what this is.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not new techniques aside from the sky. The sky was a little bit
Right,
different. It's just
right.
everything was used a little bit differently.
Correct.
Interpretation and creativity, a 4, is it shows unique and creative interpretation, and the effort was far beyond that required with great attention to detail. A
Yeah.
3 is with more effort, it would have been outstanding. It's a 4 again. We're not
Yeah, it's a
I'm
4.
I'm not even going to get to read 2s and 1s this time.
No. I think he's gonna sweep it. I
I
really do.
I would assume so. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Uh, Composition and design. It shows and effectively utilizes knowledge of the elements and principles of design, and the design effectively filled the entire space. It's a 4. How
It
else could you
certainly does.
possibly do any of this?
I
Like,
know, I
there's
know.
nothing you can do to even, not just improve, but just match the quality
Yes.
of the layout of this painting.
And there's balance there.
Yeah.
There's, like, balance between minimal and maximal. There's, like,
Mhm.
the sweet spot of not doing too much, but doing just enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, alright. Craftsmanship.
Yes.
A 4 would be it demonstrates a mastery of skill and the design is beautiful and complete. It's a 4.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
This is the most boring rating ever, but that's what you get when you get a good
There
painting.
there's nothing to nitpick on. There's not I
No,
don't
there's
have
nothing.
anything to I mean, I guess we could talk about why the craftsmanship is so good, but I feel like we've done that.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he
even yeah, even
I
the big trees,
yeah.
he saved
Rob's
it.
messed up the painting.
He didn't mess up the painting. He saved it. He did a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, it's I did not like where the tree was coming in. I will admit it.
Yeah.
I liked the sun a lot, and at the
Yeah.
end, looking at the tree, it's a good tree. It's fine.
I completely agree.
It
Yes.
actually adds to
Completely
the
agree.
painting, which is rare for his big, stupid trees.
It's true. Believe us when we say this.
Yeah, I he knew what he was doing. He did it. He did well.
Yep.
All right, our last category is
Me too.
criteria. What were we
Yeah,
promised?
well, something different, something fun, and I
Mhm.
think we got both,
I would
big
agree with
time,
that.
in a big way. Also, evergreens at sunset, that is exactly what this painting is.
Yeah, it's there is there's some sunset, there's some evergreens.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It does what it says on the tin.
that's
Yeah,
a 4, it's a 20 out of 20, that's 100%.
that's a
That's the
100%.
that's the most you can get without, bonus points coming into play. Again, very missed opportunity.
Yes.
Like, you could have any sort of cryptid just coming in through
I
these
know.
trees
That's
right up there, and
This is like a
you
silhouette of a Yeti. Yeah.
yeah, just something right here, very
Yes,
small.
yes. Just as a quick reminder, this season so far, episode 1 was an 82.5,
Okay.
and last episode, Secluded Lake, we actually gave 100 as well. So he swept the last 2 paintings.
The last one was very good. It's,
The last one
um
was very good.
I have high hopes for this season now. Um,
Yes.
Episode 1 let me down a little,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
we're being honest. The next one is called Mountain Cabin.
Ooh.
So there
Always like to see
is
a cabin.
Yeah, there is always the potential for bonus points in a
Yes.
cabin.
Love it.
Um, m if if he brings back his famous drunkard that froze to
Yes.
death in his cabin or
Oh,
something like
that's
that,
my favorite.
we're in good shape.
Yeah, exactly. All we need is one drunk guy to fall in a river or some such like that, and
It's
we are
it
in business.
The drunk people in the Bob universe have the worst luck, you know? They're
They
always
do.
just in the wrong place, they freeze to death, it's always a terrible, terrible death.
It is. It is. Well, we hope you have enjoyed another installment of Nothing But a Bob Thing. We will see you again very soon
Mhm.
for season 7, episode 4, title of which Nathan just said.
Yeah.
Um, you can
Something
email us.
cabin, yeah.
Yeah. First of all, we need Lizard. What was it? Lot Lizard
We
Lagoon.
need
We need
Lot Lizard Lagoon,
we need
I would prefer wet on wet style painting, um,
it.
however, if AI must be involved, I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah,
Um,
sure, 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 sure. Just an AI generated image that
I
works.
yeah, I'm gonna see,
You just gonna do that real quick.
yeah, let's see if I can do it,
It's a whole world. It's a whole new world. Um, and while you do that, I will tell people how to get in touch with us. You can email us, of course. It's nothing without a G. There is no G in there. It's nothing but a Bob thing with an A at gmail.com. Why is it nothing and not nothing? Well, we hadn't settled on the title spelling yet, so we screwed up. You can also tweet us. It's at Bob underscore thing pod.
mhm,
And Nathan will see that with his eyeballs if
that
you do that.
I will ideally see it with my eyeballs,
Yes.
you never know. Uh,
And yeah.
here we oh man, I don't know. Whoever is listening definitely can do better than this mess. Um, that's
Okay.
that's Lot Lizard Lagoon. Um,
That's what you got?
yeah,
It's very Bob Ross. It's
it's
just a Bob Ross landscape.
it's there are no lot. Maybe the lot lizards drowned. Um,
Sure.
that's what
We'll go with that.
that's what these bubbles are right here.
They're in the process of drowning.
um, yeah,
Uh,
I think the people who have listened to this podcast can do way better than that.
I
Um,
think so
don't
too.
let
We're
our
a talented
computer
bunch.
overlords take over the art. Do it
Yes.
yourself. Um,
Yes. Shout outs to our friends Thalo Dave, our friend Mike, our friend Finn up in Ireland, all of our pals out there in the Bobiverse. Everybody. We haven't talked to you in a while. Dom Kizzle.
oh
I'm trying to
yeah,
think back. Audio Surgeon. We've had a lot of friends
yeah.
through the Bob world. Yeah. One of y'all or somebody else can do it. I know you can.
Yeah, and, if you
Yeah.
our expectations are very low.
They are. I mean, I think we've showed our level of artistic ability. Now you can draw. I will say that about
I
you.
mean, I
You
try. Um,
no, dude. You my friend, your doodles
mhm,
are something
mhm.
special. I really like them and they're really cool.
Um, just so you know, this is um, what the AI thinks a lot lizard looks like if it will load it.
Oh, oh boy. Oh
Um,
boy.
yeah, oh,
Oh boy.
don't get too excited.
Oh boy. Oh
There
boy.
we go. That's
Oh,
As you can see,
it's just
I requested a lot lizard, and they went, "You mean a lizard, right?" And that's
yeah.
just we're gonna
It's a
ignore the
drawing of
other
an
word.
iguana.
So,
It's an iguana.
yeah,
All right, everybody. Get in touch with us as previously stated. And just remember, everyone, there are no mistakes.
just happy accidents.
Good night, everybody. Peace. I wanted to hit the space bar, but that's not what does it.
No